Hello, this is Suna Senman bringing you reading number 50 in A Course of Love. And we will begin with the last chapter of reading 49. The last paragraph of reading 49. Use in any form leads to bondage, and so to perceive a world based on use is to see a world where freedom is impossible. What you think you need your sister for is thus based upon the insane premise that freedom can be purchased, and that master is freer than slave. Although this is illusion, it is the illusion that is sought. The purchase price is usefulness, and so each joining is seen as a bartering in which you trade your usefulness for that of another. An employer has use for your skills, and you have use for his salary and benefits the employer offers. A spouse is useful in many ways that complement your areas of usefulness. A store provides you with goods that you would use, and you supply a store with capital that its owners will use. If you are gifted with beauty or athletic or artistic talent that can be used, how lucky you think you are. A beautiful face and a fit body can be traded for so much. It is no secret that you live in a world of supply and demand. From the simple concept of individuals needing to be in relationship to survive has grown this complex web of use and abuse. Abuse is but improper use on a scale that makes the insanity of use obvious to both the user and the usee, and so it has its proper place in our discussion here. Look at patterns of abuse in everything from drugs and alcohol to physical or emotional mistreatment. These, like the larger examples of your daily life gone awry, are but demonstrations of internal desire taken to a greater extreme. Only these, rather than being reflected by the group, are reflected within the individual. The individual with issues of abuse would do a service to the world if the people in it were to understand what the abuse is a reflection of. Like any extreme, it merely points out what is less extreme instances is still the same. Use is improper. It is its purpose that makes use improper. The Holy Spirit can guide you to use the things that you have made in ways that benefit the whole, and this is the distinction between proper and improper use, or use and abuse. You would use for the benefit of the separate self. When magnified, the destructive force of such abuse is easily apparent. Again, you would place the blame outside yourself and label drugs, alcohol, tobacco, gambling, and even food as destructive forces. Like the automobile you would blame for the accident, user and usee have become confused. All such confusion stems from the initial confusion of the use you think your body would put you to. All such confusion stems from your displacement of yourself and your abdication of your power to the things that you have made. Let me say again that this is your misguided attempt to follow in creation's way. God gave all powers to his creations, and you would choose to do this as well. Your intent is not evil, but guided by the guilt and false remembering of the separated self. As much as you have desired anonymity and autonomy from God, still you blame God for creating a situation in which you think you have been allowed to hurt yourself. How could God allow all this suffering, you ask? Why does he tempt you with such destructive forces beyond your control? Why did not God create a world benign and unable to harm you? Such is the world that God did create, a world so lovely and so peaceful that when you see it once again, you will cry with joy and forget your sadness in an instant. There will be no long remembering of regrets, no feeling badly for all the years in which you saw this not, and there will merely be a glad aha, as what was long forgotten is returned to you. You will but smile at the childish games you played, and have no more regrets that you would have for your childhood. Your innocence will stand out clearly here, and never again will you doubt that the world that God created belongs to you, and you to it. All your vast wanderings will be seen for what they are. All that you desire will be revealed as only two desires, the desire to love and the desire to be loved. Why wait to see that these desires are all that call you to strange behavior you display? Those who give in to abuse are merely calling louder for self-same love that all are in search of. Judgment is not due them, for all here are abusers, starting with their own selves. Attempts to modify the behavior of abuse are near to useless in a world based on use. The foundation of the world must change, and the stimulus for this change lies within you. All use ends with joining, for use is what you have traded joining for. Instead of recognizing your union, a state in which you are whole and complete, because you are joined with all, you have determined to stand separate and use the rest to support your separate stance. See you the difference in these two positions? In what way is your way better than the way God created for you? A way that is completely free of conflict. Despite your bravest attempts to remain separate, you must use your brothers and sisters in order to even maintain the illusion of your separation. Would it not simply be better to end the charade? To admit that you were not created for separation, but for union? To begin to let go of your fear of joining, and as you do, let go of use as well? How different would the world be if you would but attempt for one day to replace use with union? Before you can begin, however, we must expand on the lesson you are learning by observing your own self. Now we seek to uncover the illusion that you can be used by your body for your own seeming use by such as this leads to all other ideas of use. And that was the conclusion of Chapter 10, The Prodigal Son. And now we will enter into that was Chapter 9, The Prodigal Son. Now we're entering into Chapter 10, Use and Understanding. Here we go, use and understanding. Take a few moments. Breathe deeply. Release. Give yourself some quiet minutes and enjoy today.